Good evening, sir.
Monsieur le Président,
Mr. President, Mr. Secretary General, Excellencies,
je tiens à
I wish to thank the outgoing President of the 66th session of the General Assembly, Mr. Nasser Abdulaziz Nasser from the state of Qatar, and at the same time I wish to congratulate Mr. Dimitris from the Republic of Serbia as President of the 67th session of the General Assembly. I also wish to convey my gratitude to the Secretary General, Mr. Ban Ki-moon, who continues to guide our organization tirelessly as part in a global environment which is constantly changing. I take this opportunity to align the positions of my country to those expressed in the statement made by the European Union.
La Grèce continue à être
Greece continues to be fully committed to the United Nations. It is dedicated to the objectives of peace, security, and to improving standards of living for everyone in the world so that they can live in dignity.
At the recent high-level meeting on the rule of law, the United Nations member states reaffirmed their commitment to one of the most important principles underlying international order that should be our guide in the conduct of diplomacy in international relations. We fully agree with the United Nations Secretary-General's statement. Freedom of expression is a fundamental right and privilege of all peoples, without any discrimination, which, however, should not be abused by anyone in a disgraceful and shameful way. Unfortunately, there are those who will do everything to provoke, as we have witnessed again recently, with the provocative and unacceptable movie which denigrates Islam. Nevertheless, we should strongly condemn any form of violence, and in this particular case, against diplomatic missions. There is no justification for them. After all, the measure and limit of every right in the respect of the right of the other. Dear colleagues, Greece is dedicated to the United Nations efforts to enhance international cooperation on the promotion and protection of human rights. We have thus decided to present our candidacy for membership in the Human Rights Council for the 2013-2015 term. Also, in this framework, we support the adoption of the European Union Strategy of Human Rights and Democracy, as well as the appointment of a European Special Representative for Human Rights, as an important step towards a more coherent European policy and approach of human dignity. The need to respect and protect human rights and humanitarian law is now as urgent as ever. In fact, illegal migration in the Mediterranean region has given rise to a humanitarian crisis. This is why Greece has introduced major legislative and institutional reforms in the fields of asylum and migration. Dear colleagues, I now turn to one of the main pillars of UN action, peace and security. Greece's neighbourhood has often been all the centre of serious interlinked security challenges. My country has consistently played a stabilising role. We have accomplished this through the pursuit of a policy of peaceful resolution of disputes within the framework of the United Nations Charter, based on respect for international law and the principles of sovereignty, independence and territorial integrity. Despite the economic and financial crisis, Greece has continued to participate actively in a number of UN missions and operations all around the world, in Kosovo and Afghanistan, and in the anti-piracy efforts of the coast of Somalia. Dear colleagues, security in the Middle East remains a crucial quest for the countries of the region and the world community. Greece maintains historic ties of friendship, cooperation and mutual respect with its neighbours in North Africa and the Middle East, countries that, following the momentous events of the Arab Spring, are moving towards successful electoral processes and towards building democratic institutions. The European Union should be there, right by their side, as they build their future. However, we have not seen successful outcomes everywhere. In Syria, demonstrations faced battle tanks and a brutal crackdown. On numerous occasions, we have called on President Assad to open the way for a transitional authority comprising all sections of Syrian society. Yet, we are still in a prolonged bloody statement that jeopardizes the present and the future of the Syrian people and stability in our region. 29,000 victims, 250,000 refugees, 2.5 million Syrian citizens in need. We are convinced that a Syrian-led political solution is still achievable, and we see no alternative to such a solution. Greece believes that there is no military solution to the Syrian problem. Peace and security in the Eastern Mediterranean cannot be achieved without a just, lasting and comprehensive solution of the Palestinian issue, on the basis of a two-state solution. We regret the prolonged stagnation in the indirect negotiations between the two parties. It is only through negotiations that peace can finally be achieved. We believe that unilateral actions cannot fulfill Israel's quest for security or Palestinians' aspirations for statehood, which we fully support. The two-state solution should remain feasible on the ground. Dear colleagues, I would now like to outline the current position on some salient issues concerning our immediate neighborhood. The issue of the name of the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia is, beyond its semantic dimension, an important piece in the puzzle of putting to rest irredentist notions and attempts to rewrite history in our region. I was informed of what the representative of the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia said today in the General Assembly, distorting reality in front of the entire international community and using 19th century's rhetorics in the 21st century is counterproductive and will lead us nowhere. Populism and nationalism is the worst possible mix for the promotion of anyone's national interest and the stability of our region. Greece believes that the solution lies in a fair settlement. A name with a geographical qualifier, since Macedonia is a geographical region that overlaps the territories of three countries, the largest part in Greece and in Bulgaria and Fyrom. And of course, this name must be used in relation to everyone, erga omnes, as we say in Latin. When we resolve this issue, we will be able to realize the vast potential in our relations to our mutual benefit, and Greece will be the former Yugoslav republics of Macedonia's staunchest ally and friend in its efforts to realize its Euro-Atlantic aspirations. After all, Greece, as you maybe know, is the most important economic partner with large presence of Greek companies operating in the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. We also support the European Union facilitated dialogue between Belgrade and Pristina, and we welcome the constructive approach to these talks on the part of the Serbian leadership. Dialogue is the only way to resolve problems in Kosovo, while unilateral measures and escalation, especially in the north, should be avoided by all means. In less than 2 years from now, Greece's European Union presidency will launch Agenda 2014, which aims to reinvigorate the European perspectives of all our neighbours in the Western Balkans. Elsewhere, in our immediate neighbourhood, Greece is consistently pursuing stronger cooperation with Turkey through a wide range of initiatives so that we can improve our relations to the benefit of both peoples. Moreover, Greece continues to support Turkey's candidacy for full membership in the European family, on the condition, of course, that all relevant membership criteria are met and that the necessary reforms are carried out. It is of the utmost importance that Turkey gives tangible signs of full respect for international law and abandon attitudes like the standing threat of casus belli against Greece or its attitude vis-à-vis Cyprus, which undermines efforts to build trust This brings us to the Eastern Mediterranean as a whole, where Greece continues to play its role as a factor of peace and stability. Greece supports the efforts of the government of the Republic of Cyprus to pursue negotiations with the Turkish Cypriot community under United Nations auspices, aimed ultimately at reuniting the island according to United Nations resolutions and taking into account the fact that the Republic of Cyprus is a member of the European Union, currently, as you know, holding the European Union presidency. However, after 38 years, the division of the island continues and the results of the talks have been disappointing due to the Turkish Cypriot intransigence to engage in constructive talks. We applaud Cyprus' decision to act on its sovereign right to exploit the natural gas deposits in its exclusive economic zone. We are forging partnership with other emerging energy players in the region, including Israel and the Arab countries, with whom we enjoy traditional relations of friendship and trust. Greece is contributing to bringing stability and economic growth to the Eastern Mediterranean in order to promote energy security and diversification of sources and suppliers for the European energy markets. A resolution of the Cyprus issue would have a tremendously positive effect, not just for the Cypriots themselves, but for the Greek-Turkish relations and stability in Eastern Mediterranean as a whole. Dear colleagues, I will close with a few words about the economic crisis that Greece is confronting with the help of its partners in the European Union and the international community. The new tripartite coalition government in Greece is implementing an ambitious economic adjustment program in order to improve its macroeconomic outlook and achieve fiscal adjustment, while at the same time addressing structural reforms aiming for growth and job creation. This effort has produced impressive results, namely the primary deficit has been significantly reduced. At the same time, the Greek economy has regained more than 50% of its competitiveness towards its global trade partners, while the business and investment climate is on a positive path. We are determined to continue along this path, bearing in mind that Greek people are suffering tremendously from the austerity program implementation. In a broader view, it is evident that this crisis is not just Greek or European. International economies are intertwined, and therefore this is also a global crisis. In this respect, we need to examine measures aimed at generating all-inclusive and job-creating growth, measures that will regenerate economies and diminish the social impact of the crisis. Dear colleagues, the Eurozone, with Greece at the forefront, is making a hard and painstaking effort and adopts new paths and ways to exit the deep economic crisis. The pivotal role and geopolitical importance of Greece in southern Europe, in the Eastern Mediterranean and the Middle East will emerge as a result of the events unfolding in our neighbourhood. It is indeed a stabilizing role, since our vital national interests are aligned with the promotion of peace, stability, prosperity and regional security. Our advantage is not only our geographic position, but also our strong political will to become a cornerstone of stability and security, at a time which uncertainty dangerously threatens our region. Dear colleagues, during the last 2 years, Greece has been portrayed by the global media as a country defined by its economic need. It is true that our country is experiencing a painful transition leading to economic recovery and growth. It is also true that the Greek people have known in their 3,000 years of history crises more serious than the present one. We survived. We excelled. Let me assure the General Assembly and the family of nations that Greece will make it. We will make it because Greece is larger than its geographical size and more precious than its present fiscal reality. Through knowledge, science and art, Greece is there where progress takes place. Through democracy, Greece is present as a global civilization. Through Olympism, Greece unites humanity. Through our merchant fleet and our maritime tradition, we carry the goods all around the world. Through our love for life, we constantly remind the world that progress should always be measured by the human scale. Through and by our legacy, we will make it once more. We will make it because Greece is not about asking. Greece is about offering. Let's not forget that Greece is a value that in the hearts and minds of people, irrespective of nationalhood, race and religion. And that gives us the moral power, the support and the encouragement, along with our partners in Europe, to give and win this fight. Thank you very much for your attention.